Well, I'm going with Gonzaga. It's a plus 89-80.
Yeah, I'll take Gonzaga 93, 95, 87.
I heard it.
We'll move into SEC spring football.
SEC spring football.
A
Yes, sir.
lot of things have been going on, guys, and again, we appreciate y'all taking some time out of your Easter Sunday. Thank God He has risen today. We're appreciative for that. Most of all, this was most teams are about in their 7th, 8th, 9th, practice for spring.
Yeah.
So Alabama, Georgia, and Auburn.
I'm not trying to. How many did they get for spring? 15 or 20?
I have no idea.
I
never.
I don't.
After last year, we got lost in it because we didn't. Nobody got to do.
I've
nothing.
actually heard it's pretty brutal.
Nobody got to do anything last year. We was all locked down and.
Well, I know Alabama's full blast. All of them are.
Yeah. Well, first we'll start off by saying Bama gets Miami first game of the year.
First game of the year.
So Bama's trying to get ready to play Miami because how Coach Saban is. We're not worrying about down the road or right now. We're just trying to get ready for Miami.
I'm sure they already broke down some film.
He was he said he was happy with the practice now been going. The energy was good at practice for Crimson Tide. Hitting was good, but he was looking for more discipline on offense.
Right.
But when you're starting a new quarterback,
right, that would be Young. Is Young so far looking like the number one guy?
He's the guy. Paul Tyson is taking some reps, and the how you pronounce his name, Milroy or
Is he the third team?
Yeah, he just come in. He's young, come in out of high school. He's really, really good. He's very new on the scene down there at Tuscaloosa, so keep an eye out for him next year or something.
I think the offense will be good. I'm anxious to see Young play.
I am too.
Let's see. It's five-star.
He scored 2 touchdowns against the first team defense,
and
he scored
with the first team defense is pretty good.
Yes, and he scored 2 more against the second team defense. Also Bolden. Everybody knows who Mr. Bolden is. We watched him last year. He had some hiccups during the season and some pretty
much took Waddle's place.
Down and distance situations he missed. But he got put in to replace probably one of the most electrifying players in college football in the last many years. So he's been looking real good at practice. Alabama's replacing a lot of guys up front. I think Evan Neal is one of their only guys coming back. He's one of the guards, it seems like, because they're replacing tackles and guards. And, of course, we know Leatherwood and all the guys, they all left. So we're starting over there.
Deontay Brown.
Robinson at running back, he has improved.
He's tough.
Yeah.
Now, they say very hard.
He may be returning some punts also.
But
you make it look for Robinson returning some punts.
He's got some good ones behind him, too.
Trey Sanders is looking good. Watching him on watching him at scrimmage, he looks different. He's been working out, guys.
Oh, yeah.
You go look Trey Sanders up on some scrimmage stuff. He's ready to play football. And, of course, Coach O'Brien has been a good additive to the team. Seems that he's fitting in well. The offense is working and clicking right along that for Bryce to run.
Right.
Things seem to be working good. He's been helping out a whole lot now. The wide receivers, that's the biggest tick of Bama now. Who's going to be their wide receivers? Javon Baker, Brooks, and the Leroy kid, and, of course, my guy, X Williams. And then the other running back, Javon McClain. He's supposed to be some up and coming. He looks good. Now
they got Mechie back too, right?
I think he's hurt.
Robert Mechie is.
Yeah, he's
or John. I don't even know.
He sprained his ankle, or he hadn't been at practice, but I think he's going to be back on limited pretty soon. Now, X Williams is a guy to watch out for. He's a big time receiver, and we've seen him play some last year.
Yeah, some. Yeah, but I mean, you're not going to get in with that receiver core much.
Yeah, with Waddle and Smith, and I mean, so Michie. So be looking out for them. Now, tight end wise, we've always had some good tight ends. Yeah. Well, this year, your Billingsley guy.
Oh man, he's good.
He looked good at practice.
Now, not taking nothing away from Forrestall or the other tight ends, but I honestly think this may be the best tight end since Saban's been there.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. So Friday at the scrimmage game, he made his presence known. Everybody knows.
I thought he did last year.
I mean, everybody knows who he is after they left practice.
Yeah, I think he's before he's done. I think he'll be the best tight end. Yeah, since Saban's.
Like and the other one we had that played OJ.
OJ Howard was very good. Obviously,
very productive.
I think he'll be in that realm.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say he. Well, I already said it, but maybe I shouldn't have. He'll be in that realm of OJ Howard, Irv Smith. Remember old Irv Smith?
Yeah.
Which they called him a tight end. I really thought he was split in, but Billings is good
now. Up front now. They're really going to have to work their line. That's going to be the catching point for Alabama. Crimson Tide is going to have a lot of new pieces up front, and Coach Moran up front, on offensive line coach, is going to have his hands full. Now we know we've reported, that Coach Freddie Roach is down there on the scene. He's helping Alabama. And Coach Golden is still there. He got a little bit of a pay raise down there. So the defense.
Somebody left them. The guy.
The defense.
What in the world?
That's a little beetle.
Oh, I thought that was a fly.
No, the defense is off a tick, which is expected to be. It's hard. It takes a while for the defense to catch up.
Yeah.
It just does.
They should be pretty dang good, though.
But look, we got Anderson, number 31. He's going to be a sophomore this year. He's going to be great, guys. Watch you.
He first team. He got first team All-American. Wrote all over him.
Watch number 31. Just keep your eyes out for him. He's going to be something to deal with. Now, your alpha, your big dog is, of course, Harris. He's going to be running the linebacking crew down there. Shane Lee, Battle, and, of course, Moody. Battle. He's a new up-and-coming guy that looked good at practice. Made some good plays in the scrimmage Friday. Moody. Mm-hmm. Of course, Job, he's doing great. And look out for Holden, number 11.
I like Job. and Battle.
Now, Kool-Aid McKinstry did get reps with the first team. This guy's just come out of – we just watched him play in, high school state championship game.
Yeah.
This guy's taking reps with the first team.
I think that I'm going to have egg on my face. Is that what you say when you say something stupid? Which all I said was Kool-Aid shouldn't have got Mr. Football. I didn't say he wasn't the best player in the state, but they say this guy's going to be an All-American defensive back.
Well, he's taking reps with the first team.
Already?
Yes.
He's not even out of high school.
Man,
At Alabama?
Yes. That's amazing.
I mean, that's different. Not knocking Rutgers, but that's different if you're doing that at Rutgers.
Now, there's another young feller, last name Young. He's on defense. He's somebody to look out for, too. He's one of those you can tell. He's gotten there in the weight room. Coach Hampton down there, Josh, he's working with him. This guy's a beast.
Really?
Yeah. So this new workout program and stuff they got going on, they're really doing something special down there in Alabama. You keep saying they're just gonna be better, and how can you? I mean, this is the best recruiting class he's ever had. How can it be the best he's ever had? Look at all the games they've won. How can it get any better?
Right. Yeah, at what point do you...
It's like it's not fair anymore. You're just going to have to stop scheduling them to play SEC teams. You're going to start making them play...
a national schedule.
Yeah.
You got Ohio State. You've got Oregon. This is your schedule. Auburn, LSU. You still play them. Nobody in the East. And then you play Florida State.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Clemson. I mean, every year.
Texas. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're playing the top.
Which it wouldn't be long before, and I honestly believe this. It wouldn't be long if they did that before, they'd drop a couple because nobody else is doing that.
Yeah, I don't.
It'd be hard to. You get players beat up.
That's a little breakdown on Bama's scrimmage game they had Friday, and
hey, I'm gonna say Anderson's my sleeper.
Yeah, I like X Williams, which he may not be much of a sleeper, and Billingsley. Keep your eyes out for him.
Yeah, I think.
Now, down on the plains at Auburn, they got a whole coaching crew. Coach Harrison, in his interview, they said he said he wanted to be competitive and he wanted to finish plays. That's what they're looking to do right now. He's just trying to get plays from the sideline to the field. I mean, we're talking about a lot of new staff, a lot of new players, and all the players are new to him. So that's what they kind of worked on in this scrimmage. I mean, he said it's important to running the plays and doing things right, but
they're wiggling out some kinks. Is Tank still there? I'm looking that up right now.
Yeah, as far as I know, that's
Tank's big.
As far as I know, he is. Derek Mason is running the defense. He's going to be setting up a 3-4 defense, so this is going to be a little bit of a change.
I'm excited about that for them.
Yeah, I want to see how this works out. And the name down there on the Plains is Tank Bigsby.
Oh yeah,
he's a game changer.
He is, and we thought he would be. You know, from what we'd heard. And
Bo Nix is going to have to learn a whole new, different kind of football.
From the looks of Tank Bigsby too.
Auburn needs some kind of red zone passing game packages. Gus had just kind of sat on his hands the past 2-3 years.
He had a hard time scoring in the red zone.
He just had never implemented anything new to get them where they could score the ball. They were getting down there.
They were getting down there. They could get down there.
They'd fizzle out, and they'd want trying to kick field goal.
There's 2 or 3 years, and I guess it'd been 2 or 3 years in a row. There was a lot of it was constantly being heard. They've got to quit kicking field goals.
Yeah.
They've got to quit kicking field goals.
Well, there's no vertical threat. There hadn't really been a vertical threat at Auburn.
They haven't had a deep
in a long time. I mean,
they got good receivers.
Right, but they just didn't have the plays drawn up right to get the ball to them. Now you got Johnson, Cannon, Hudson, Capers, and J.J. Evans. Now, some of these guys, I think it's...
I've heard that Capers.
Capers is a super speed. I mean, this guy can fly. So let's see if they can get him the ball. And Coach Harrison, now defensively, Coley Wooden, he's going to be up front. He's going to be key. This Wooden guy is going to be very key to Auburn's defense. He's going to try to replace Big Cat.
Big Cat went with us.
He went to Tennessee with
I thought he went to Central Florida with Gus.
He went to Tennessee with.
Well, I don't even remember.
Kevin Steele, man.
Kevin Steele.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now there's a transfer in. His name's Newkick. He's in. He's going to be playing up front on defense line. He's supposed to be really good. Keep your eyes over him. He had a good Friday. Now linebackers Hall and Johnson. You might linebackers is Pope, and then senior Connor McCray.
Oh, Pope. Yeah. I can't even pronounce it. He's good.
Yes, he is. So he's there. He's still playing. Let's see. Zion Pruitt. Now, Tut left to go to the NFL. He run a 4.740, by the way, if you're interested.
He was good. 4.7?
Yeah.
That's not very fast, is it?
Yeah. I mean, for 200.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I thought you was talking about the
Christian Tut, the defensive end that played.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's see here. Thompson Jr. Is going to be like one of their safeties and stuff playing back there. Look for Thompson Jr. He's going to be a difference maker. Auburn's defense looks pretty good. I mean, you still got Smoke holding the D-backs down.
Good. Yeah. I think that Smoke's a very good defensive.
I do too. I mean, when a name like that, I mean.
Well, I think the thing with him is he might not be better than anybody else as far as the regular game, but when he does intercept the pass, he's going to take it back.
He's going to score.
He makes big plays.
He's trying to score. Georgia Football Nation, Dogs, they're going to have to score a lot this year. I'm not sure. Anyway, I didn't even mention this. Auburn opens up with Penn State.
Oh, gosh.
So get ready for that one. I think it'll be a good game.
It should be.
Georgia's going to open with Clemson. Now, I did watch Clemson's spring game, and Ugalele is just as good as advertised. He's going to be good. He's good.
Great. He's great.
Clemson's going to be good.
Well, now, who is Georgia's quarterback going to be?
It's JT Daniels as of right now. Now,
okay.
Receiving wise.
No, I meant running back. Is Wyatt back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wyatt will be playing.
And of course, George Pickens is back.
He tore his ACL. So he's done. So JT Daniels, is JT going to be ready? That's going to be the question.
He did well last year. He only played in 4 games, but he did well.
Can Vandergriff or, the guy from the church school over there that I was so high on.
Prince Avenue, yeah.
Can he take his spot? Coach Smart, just the only comments he would make, he gives those Nick Saban comments, and the comments are like this. All 3 of my starting quarterbacks had a good day, and they're all making improvement. Well, Coach, can you elaborate on that a little bit?
No.
Tell us more. All 3 of my quarterbacks are really good quarterbacks now and made improvement.
He got that.
Yeah, he's not going to answer. So, Kirby's looking for more balance. Now, in the scrimmage, Georgia was kind of run heavy, and I think that may be they're trying to work their line to see where they're at. Because, they may not be, if you're only 2 deep at a tackle spot, but you may be 3 or 4 deep at a guard spot. I think they run the ball more in this scrimmage. What they're doing to see where they're at, because he don't really know until you start playing we're going to tackle each other game to see where you're at. So they were a little run heavy, and he didn't want the fans to. He didn't say, "I don't." Please, fans, don't panic right now. We're going to throw the football. He just said, we're figuring out our identity, and of course, it's not going to be that much run all the time, and he is looking for more balance. And speaking of running, you got Cook. He's going to be great.
Cook's also good. Cook and White.
Yeah, so White had 800 yards last year, had 11 touchdowns.
Cook's he's a receiving back.
He is. Jackson and Burton for your wide receiver. And Pickens, if he'll.
I like Burton. I like Burton and Jackson.
He may be. Man, it'd be tough.
Well,
Pickens may be back by SEC title game.
They can. Really? That bad?
Well, I mean, ACL, it's 6 months.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
And this is April, May, June, July, August, September, October.
Oh, my gosh. Well, they can win with Burton and Jackson. They're good.
He'll probably be able
But they're not as good as Pickens.
He may be able to run by the time season starts August, September. October, November, Kirby, now, he's going to play him. If he's ready to play, he will play.
He's more talented than Burton and Jackson.
Now, his attitude has got him in some trouble. The squirting the water and, that silly stuff.
Big fight.
Georgia Tech game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he's from Hoover, played football at Hoover. So he's a special talent. He's really, really good. Now, defensively, Georgia's defense took a huge hit this year.
I saw.
So they're going to have to. That's what worries me about Georgia. I'm looking forward to their future this season, 2021. And I'll wrap it up with this, and I'll go back through and give a small vision of an early kind of pick of what I kind of feel like where they may be.
Okay.
Now, this is just from watching scrimmage, so don't write it down and say, well, Big Matt said they's going to win 7 games. I was an idiot. So don't do that. But Georgia defensively, all right, Davis is going to be back at nose guard. Nolan Smith, he's your big-time edge rusher. Linebackers, Anderson, Dean, and Walker. They're going to be playing good. Now, Ringo and Green are good, and you got Brynan and Daniel on the strong safety side. Depends on if they're playing nickel and dime.
They don't have a ton of experience.
No. So I'll go backwards now. We'll go backwards to say Georgia's going to start the year off with Clemson. I don't see Georgia beating Clemson.
No. See them starting out 0-1. I'm going to take 9-3.
I would say they're going to have to score 35 to 40 a game probably to win, and I don't know if JT can get it done. I'm just not a JT Daniel fan.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's had good numbers, but we don't know. I
just don't think he's that good. I never thought he was that good.
He may lose his spot. I don't know. But,
Auburn and Penn State. I think Auburn is still trying to find who they are. They had hardly any recruiting at all this year. What they got is what they got, and it's what they got to come back from last year.
Yeah.
Auburn probably win 6 football games this year.
I would think.
I don't look for them to beat. I don't know if they could beat Penn State. But Penn State's not really. I don't know where they're at.
That's a toss.
So I really couldn't say. I won't put my money on that one because I ain't seen Penn State at all.
I'll be surprised if Auburn.
You think Georgia will win 8 games? I think Auburn will win 6 games.
I think maybe 7, and I think Georgia.
Because this is not a
8 or 9.
This is not a.
Look who they play first off.
Yeah, but it's not a conference heavy schedule now this year. Now we've gone back to Citadels and.
Yes.
Big E Groceries and South Lawrence Community College.
Meat department.
Yeah, they've gone back to those games. And we'll finish up with this. We'll finish up with Bama. They're going to start the game with.
You have a good baseball team. You play for Big E?
I did, yeah. Okay. Me and Jeff Crane and JoJo Bynum and Dusty Cothran, of course. And, of course,
who was your coach?
Jonathan.
I know they were all getting off on it.
Eric Ellis.
Eric was the coach?
Yeah. The Junkyard Dog pitch. My first year, Jonathan was coming out.
Eric Ellis is a pretty popular guy around here.
We loved him. All the kids, we'd go to the house after the games, and we would trade baseball cards with him. I mean, he was he loved us, and we loved baseball, and I always had a good time with Eric. But Bama's going to kick off with Miami. Bama wins that by 4 touchdowns. Bama's going to score points this year.
I don't know anything about Miami.
They're really young, and they're getting some players back, but
They got King back.
Yes, they're still not ready though. Defensively, I don't see them stopping Bama and all these athletes.
Well,
but Bama's going to be really good on defense this year. I don't see it. They're not going to be able to score enough to.
No, North Carolina gained 750 yards against Miami.
Yeah.
So there's room for improvement there, which I do think North Carolina's a top 10 team.
Top 10 or 12, sure.
they had those running backs back, they'd be a top 5.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They both went pro.
I look for Bama to make another challenge for the SEC.
Uh-huh.
And I don't think many teams will probably challenge them. LSU may throw them a good ball game.
LSU should.
Texas A&M's going to throw them a hootenanny. That's going to be a tough football game.
Yeah.
And Georgia and Bama, by the time of the year comes, if they play each other, it may be a good game. Maybe Georgia starts figuring out some of their personnel by then.
Right.
I don't see JT Daniels leading anybody to a promised land. I'm just not a fan of his. I just don't.
I thought he was impressive when he played, but he only played in 4 games.
Like Trask at Florida, I just never was really a fan. I just don't think he's.
Well, Daniels didn't really. I mean, he didn't play in the big games. He wasn't. He didn't play against Alabama. He didn't. I know he played Tech and he played in the bowl game. No, I can't remember who Georgia beat in the bowl game, but they barely beat them. Who did Georgia beat in the bowl game? Somebody tell me. Was it Cincinnati?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
it was
right.
Cincinnati.
But
it was close.
But Georgia's good enough, I think, in a run game to keep games interesting because you're going to have to respect that run.
I don't think they'll do any worse today. Or I'm not ready to predict their records yet, but yeah, I don't. I mean, if they're starting out with Clemson, I don't think they win that one.
Clemson, they were playing each other. Okay, and I watched. And y'all could go on YouTube. You can watch Clemson spring, and they look good.
Oh yeah, well, Uberlay's a good quarterback.
He is, and they've been recruiting well, and and Georgia recruited well this year too.
You'd say it'd probably be a little while before it takes those players time to develop. Might be a couple years. Georgia may be a couple years. Took a lot of hits on defense. They lost the count, right?
Yeah, well, I mean,
Monty Rice.
He's been there 6-7 years now. So
yeah,
at what time is Kirby ever going to win? A title at Georgia? Can he or will he? That's a good question.
Some of the key players around
Georgia fans. Can he win a title at Georgia? The next question is, will he win a title at Georgia?
I think he can. He was one play away from winning one, but they didn't win it. But,
Harrison at Auburn, can he be competitive in the SEC?
I don't know if he can his first year, but I believe he will be. We'll find more out. I don't think you can hold anything against him the first year.
Yeah, well, I've watching scrimmage and how Auburn is practicing and how they move to stations and how the coaches are working with. I'm just watching that close aspect of how the coaches are relating with the players.
Yeah.
It's different at Auburn.
I think Derek Mason's a good addition.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's who I was watching him, fooling
he's fiery
with a line. If you're an Auburn fan and you keep up with them closely, you know what I'm talking about, how practice was. If you've not watched their practice this year, if you're just kind of disgusted with them, go watch because it's different.
Well, a lot of people are down on Mason, but, he didn't do real good at Vanderbilt. But, Vanderbilt's not the easiest place to win.
Well, you're in the SEC, one. And two, nobody's coming there to play football. They're coming there to play baseball and to get an engineer degree.